Welcome to the Ideal Investor Show. Join us on the journey to financial success. Let's go. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Ideal Investor Show. And today's title is Traveling Smart, Financial Strategies for the Modern Traveler. And before I get into that, I wanted to ask if you haven't joined our paid newsletter on Substack yet, because if you haven't done that, you're missing out on a full library of tools like roadmaps, checklists, PDF, ebooks, like resources that would cost a fortune if you bought them separately, but you get them as part of your paid subscription, which is less than $2 a week, right? Like if you think about it, so that's really, really cheap. And you also get, like the major article that we publish every Tuesday. You get 3 podcast episodes and much more. So there's tons and tons of content for very affordable, but it helps us to actually bring this content to you. Now, I'm not on vacation, I'm just living is something that some people say, and I have realized that that applies for me as well and for our team, right? Like I have been at the Costa Blanca in Spain. Our director of sales and marketing has been in Dubai twice already this year. Somebody in the family right now is in Cyprus. We have part of the family in the San Diego area, and we have co-workers in Bali right now. We have co-workers in the Philippines right now. We have somebody in Pakistan right now. So it's really amazing how much, on the one hand, we are diversified, but also how much we're getting around. So what does this really mean? For one, the point is, what are you really spending the majority of your time on? And in this context of us helping all our mentoring clients to get to the time freedom point, that really means that you have enough investments that pay regular income, meaning like generating regular cash flow, so that you can basically be anywhere. And the rent checks will keep coming, and any kind of other passive income that you may be generating will keep coming. So where you really are in that context is not really as relevant anymore as it used to be, when people like probably your parents had to go to work and be there at a certain time in the morning, or even maybe having shifts that they had to attend to. Now, with our approach and our help to you, you can start living a life where you can really anywhere where you want to. And what we have actually done lately as the Ideal Wealth Grower community that my team and I are serving, you who are listening right now, who we are serving, we are looking for how can we accommodate the needs for this new style of life, whether you are still on the way to the time freedom point or you already reached it. So one of the things that we have recently added, and I would like to invite anybody to contact us about it, is that we're working with a bank that has access to 187 countries around the world, where you have an app and you can use the app to load a banking card. And it's deliberately called a banking card, and you can decide what you need. If you're right now, let's say, somewhere in France, you need euros. Then next you're traveling to Dubai, and you can probably either have crypto, meaning like Bitcoin, or you can have their currency over there. And then maybe you're going to the United States, and there you need dollars and so forth. And maybe you are really adventurous and you want to go to El Salvador, and there you need Bitcoin. So this banking card allows you via the app to say, I'm putting a certain amount of money from my account into the card in whichever currency or crypto you want. So that's obviously super convenient, and then you can pay with that card. And why that card versus another card or like a Visa or MasterCard? Well, here comes the other benefit. Not only do you have the flexibility to decide what currency you want the card to pay with, but the other really, really important benefit from a business perspective and taxation perspective is that the transactions on that card are not being reported anywhere. And even on the little receipt that you get if you actually even want that, it doesn't show no name, no account number, no nothing. So that's a huge benefit for anybody who is interested in privacy, anybody who wants to avoid being traced for every dollar or every euro or every Bitcoin that you're part of Bitcoin that you're paying with, or anything that you're purchasing for others to monitor and see what you're buying or where you happen to be. So that's just one example that we're doing. And we have actually now started to push this even further, because successful people who have actually made it beyond the time freedom point and can now live from the investments that they have made, they're obviously targets. And they're not just targets because they're famous. Most of them are not famous, but they're targets because of their assets. And so we have now a new relationship with an organization that allows you, if you want, to have a cell phone or mobile phone that is particularly designed to be ultra safe, meaning there are no components in it like you have in a normal cell phone. It's not traceable. It doesn't have all these things that actually make you detectable. And I'm sure everyone who is listening to the podcast has seen movies or TV shows or something like that, where the bad guys are always being traced by the GPS and the information from their cell phone. Well, guess what? If anybody is after you, you can be traced that way as well, unless you have one of those ultra secure phones that we now have access to. And those are just two examples of what we're doing to help you. So when I said at the beginning that you should become a paid subscriber, it's not only that you get the information, but if you become a member of our community, you will have access to all these relationships. And as you can see, anybody who has been following this podcast for the last 400 episodes will know we're constantly adding new things that make either your life safer, better, more interesting, more enjoyable, and offer you new opportunities so that you really get a completely holistic approach to living and investing and looking after your family and your legacy. So that's it for today. I wanted to get that across to you. And if that triggers your interest because you are a frequent traveler or maybe even a digital nomad or want to be, then please get in touch and let me know. And then we can talk about exactly all those new partnerships that we have in addition to the mentoring program and showing you how to invest if you haven't reached the time freedom point yet. So that's it for today. Be well and stay safe, and I talk to you tomorrow.